Noyabrsk, Russia, May 10, 2026.
Отсиживаемся. Господи, сходили вот в магазин за молоком.
Это самый чувак. Ты первый или я первый?
Да я пока не знаю.
Я тоже не знаю.
While much of the Northern Hemisphere is beginning to welcome the bloom of spring, the city of Noyabrsk in Russia has been plunged back into the depths of a midwinter nightmare. On May 10, 2026, an unseasonal and extraordinarily powerful Arctic cyclone swept through the Yamalo-Nenets Autonomous Okrug, burying this oil-producing hub under a blanket of snow so thick it has drawn comparisons to the record-breaking snowcalypse event seen in Moscow and Kamchatka earlier this
Ой,
year.
друзья, это просто жесть, что творится. Это просто невыносимо. Еле окошко открыла. Это просто не...
Нам на помощь. Холодно, холодно.
The storm's arrival was as sudden as it was intense. Meteorologists trace the origin of the disaster to a deep low-pressure system that formed over the Kara Sea. As this Arctic air mass collided with uncharacteristically warm air moving upward from central Siberia, it created a perfect storm of atmospheric instability. By the evening of May 9th, the first flakes began to fall, but few residents expected the ferocity that Sunday would bring.
Доброе утро 10 мая.
Throughout May 10th, Noyabrsk was subjected to sustained wind speeds of nearly 30 miles per hour, with gusts reaching a terrifying 45 miles per hour. The result was a total whiteout. Visibility in the city center dropped to less than 10 meters, forcing the complete cessation of all movement. By the time the heaviest precipitation tapered off on May 11th, local measurements suggested that between 60 and 90 centimeters, up to 3 feet, of fresh snow had fallen, a staggering figure for a month that usually sees the region transitioning toward its short summer.
7 километр подъезд в город Ноябрьску. Дорога полностью перекрыта, видимость практически нулевая.
The impact on infrastructure was immediate and severe. Noyabrsk Airport, NOJ, a vital link for the region's energy sector workers, was forced to ground all flights as ground crews found themselves overwhelmed by the rate of accumulation. On the ground, the situation was equally dire. The main highways connecting Noyabrsk to Muravlenko and the southern city of Surgut became impassable, with snowdrifts reportedly reaching the height of heavy utility vehicles.
Такой погоды, да? Но Ноябрьск решил доказать, что все-таки она есть.
Municipal authorities acted quickly, deploying a fleet of over 200 specialized snow removal units. However, the sheer volume of snow necessitated a triage approach to road clearing. Our priority is maintaining access for emergency services and keeping the lifeline roads to hospitals and power stations open, a municipal spokesperson stated. For many residents in peripheral districts, the storm meant being effectively trapped in their homes, with snow blocking doorways and burying personal vehicles up to their roofs.
Техника не справляется. Даже такой внедорожник. Толком сдвинуться. Соседи с утра проехать.
Ну, а зону, конечно, все тут не почти.
Despite the orange level weather alerts issued by Amercom, the storm has not been without its casualties. Local reports indicate that several motorists had to be rescued from stranded vehicles on the tundra roads, suffering from varying degrees of hypothermia.
Десятое мая 2026 года. Это не вчерашний.
Beyond the immediate danger to human life, the May snowcalypse poses a significant threat to the local ecosystem. In a region where the growing season is already fleetingly short, this late-season freeze could devastate emerging flora and disrupt the migratory patterns of local wildlife. Reindeer herders in the surrounding Yamal tundra have expressed deep concern over the icing effect, where a layer of ice forms beneath the snow, making it impossible for herds to reach the lichen they depend on for food.
Ребят, у кого такая щетка есть? Для машины, как у нас. Лопатой машину чистим, а что делать?
Годам ей, погоди немножко, будет весело.
As of midday on May 11th, the winds have begun to die down and the sun is making a tentative appearance through the clouds. However, the danger is far from over. Weather models predict a rapid warming trend starting May 13th, with temperatures expected to climb well above freezing. This brings the secondary threat of big water. The sudden melting of nearly a meter of snow across the city and the surrounding basin will likely lead to significant localized flooding. Emergency crews are already shifting their focus from snowplows to water pumps and drainage clearing, bracing for a deluge that could prove just as disruptive as the snow that preceded it.
Сейчас еще несколько раз это.
For the people of Noyabrsk, the 2026 storm is a stark reminder of the volatility of the subarctic climate. As the snowcalypse era continues to redefine weather norms across the Russian Federation, the resilience of these northern outposts is being tested like never before.